Hey guys, Jeb Stewart Johnston here. Today, I want to talk about something that comes up a lot with a lot of my clients, and that is this kind of grass is always greener mentality and program hopping. So, what brought to mind this is that one of the things that I notice in people who are extremely successful in whether it be lifting, training, in their nutrition plans, seeing just that really overall change mindset occur, are people that stick to something. They're people that focus on what I call the big rocks. You know, we talk about, I'm sure you've heard that term before, big rocks and small rocks. Like we just want to focus on the big rocks, the low-hanging fruit, the simplest thing. And what I see with people that constantly struggle in these realms is that they tend to focus on things that don't really matter. It's very likely that you'll see someone who's a program hopper, always switching programs. Maybe they'll do 2 weeks of powerlifting, and then they want to do 2 weeks. And for them, if they can find something like CrossFit where there's a lot of variety, that sometimes can help. But even then, it's not because of the variety, it's because they're not seeing the results they want. And they think, and again, that's where I bring this grass is always greener mentality. Why do people do this? Well, from what I can tell, is right now we are in an era of information overload. We have so much available to us, we have so much right in front of us, that it's very easy to become enamored with the next thing, even if that thing's an old thing. Case in point, ketogenic diet, paleo, zone. When something new comes along, we see people embrace it and just jump on it. And the thing with diets is that if these ad libitum diets have allowed people to eliminate large swaths of food groups, lose a bunch of weight because they're calorie controlled now, and then the market corrects and say in the instance of paleo, everyone lost weight going gluten-free because they cut out such a huge chunk of food, so they're eating less food. Then the beauty of the market is they came out with all kinds of gluten-free treats. Same thing with veganism. There's a vegan donut shop, there's a vegan pizza shop, both within 2 blocks of me. So if you're going to try and go vegan to lose weight, I got another thing coming to you. It's not going to be easy. Now, obviously, most people who are vegan doing it for environmental reasons or animal rights reasons, and that's a totally different story. But as a weight loss tool, ad libitum diets are great when they are limited in their availability. But what happens is at some point, someone's going to find a way to give you back what it is you're missing. So in the case of diet, what I see a lot of times is someone's always looking for the next thing. Hey, well, I can work on this. Hey, I should work on this. Hey, I should work on that. And why? Because we want to complicate the simple things. The hard truth is you're not losing weight because you're eating too many calories. And nobody wants to face that reality, because what that does is it smacks us right in the face, and all of a sudden, all of these things that we are able to blame, that we are able to put our finger on, that we are able to nail down to the wall, are no longer viable excuses. The only reason at this point that we're not losing weight is because of the person in the mirror. And that's a really hard pill to swallow. Now, just because at the end of the day you are responsible doesn't mean we're saying this is easy. In fact, it's extraordinarily hard. We are set up to fail in our environment. We're set up to fail by marketing, by food, just food taste, the way it's set up for us to enjoy it. But at the end of the day, when we're looking to say it's gluten's fault, it's sugar's fault, I'm retaining water, it's because I'm eating rice instead of potatoes, it's because I had too much fruit, It's because I should be on a higher fat diet and lower carb diet. None of these things are true. At the end of the day, you're just eating too much. So, what can we do to become more successful in the realm of change? Honestly, that's when you hear fitness people talk about consistency over and over and over again. I mean, it gets obnoxious. But at the end of the day, that's really the case. That's what works. Consistency. So what we need to do is we just need to stick with something long enough to know if it's working, first of all. And we need to handle the big rocks. And we need to take care of the low-hanging fruit. And all these other cliches that I throw out every day to multiple clients, because at the end of the day, that's really what it is. If we can concentrate on just doing the next right thing, if you have a coach, trusting that coach's, ask questions, absolutely. Get involved, absolutely. But trust that they are doing things with your best interest in mind. Or you shouldn't be working with them. Because if you don't trust them, it's really not going to matter what they say, because that's the most important thing. But if we can focus on those big rocks, if we can focus on the things that are really important, and if we can just stick to something for 12, 24, 26 weeks, you'll be amazed at the difference. Trying to fix things every 2 weeks is just going to drive you insane, and it's just going to keep repeating the failure. Basically, all you're doing is you're starting over at every 2 weeks. And if you haven't had success doing it in the past, what makes you think that's going to change now? So the biggest thing I can recommend for people in any type of change is give it time to work. Stick around. Put the work in. Focus on the things that matter and stop trying to find a magic bullet that's going to cure all your ails. Because if you're trying to lose weight, I got news for you. You're eating too much. If you're trying to gain muscle, I got news for you. You're not working hard enough and you're not eating enough. Other realms of life, I don't know. Not my area. But I can guarantee you it's very similar. There's not many things that can't be fixed with a little consistency, a little bit more work, and a little bit more attention to detail. Now, when I say detail, I don't mean the little things. I mean attention to detail and the things that matter. So knock out the big rocks. Forget about the small. Forget about the greener pastures and focus on what matters. In the case of fat loss, focus on weighing your food, tracking your food, data, and stop trying to think that there's some kind of magic formula, some kind of magic food out there that's responsible, because it's not, and it won't be. All right? Have a great day, guys. Talk to you soon.